everyone, welcome to Squirrel Brain Stories. Just a little reminder right here at the beginning, we're going to be talking about heavy topics. Please make sure to take care of yourself, reach out to a friend if this triggers something in you. Make sure you drink your water, take your meds, and just maybe if you're not in a good place, today is not the day for this, come back to us later.
Hello everyone and welcome to Squirrel Brain Stories. This is going to be a story about my life in a cult, getting out, and the road to recovery and freedom.
And who are you?
I am Ange, and this here is Adria.
Hello.
Forgot that part.
It's okay. We're here. We're doing it. All right. So, what I know about you is you went to a cult, but there was so much. Your life has been so big, so crazy, so all over the place. But before we get to the cult, I want to know what it was like for you just growing up. I know a little bit about your mom. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. We'll get there. But I want to know what it was like growing up at home. Like, was your dad there at all? Did you have a stepdad? I know you had a stepdad later on, but did you have one before that? What was that?
I did. I had multiple stepdads, actually. My favorite was the Vietnamese one because he would always take us to dim sum, and I loved that. Except for, when he brought out the butcher knife. I didn't like that part. That part was scary. But
was he your stepdad when you were a baby? When did him and your mom get married?
Well, they were never married.
Oh, okay. He was just...
Yeah, he was around for a few years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, before the cult, I was pretty much a feral child. I didn't have any adult supervision. I pretty much raised myself. My mom was there every once in a while, but she worked a lot, and I think she bar hopped a lot. So yeah, I was thinking of some different stories that had happened while I was little, just to kind of give, a bigger picture of my childhood before I was dropped off at the cold. And, like I said, my mom was never really around. I raised myself. I learned to make brownies as soon as I was able to read the back of a brownie box. So I kind of did whatever I wanted to do, and I didn't really know what was exactly right or wrong because I didn't have a parent there telling me.
What about your stepdad? I know you said he was around when you were really young. Was he one of those like nacho step parents? Like, it's not my kid, it's not my business?
Yeah, he really didn't interact with me, and he was only there when my mom was there.
Oh.
He didn't live with us.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wild. Sorry, I'm thinking about, my husband and my oldest. I'm like, I can't imagine them not
engaging
being close. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
So he was only around if your mom was home, and she sounds like she was never really home.
Not that often.
So you were like a little Matilda cooking, taking yourself to the library.
Well, I didn't go to the library, but I went to
You didn't drink water either.
No, I didn't drink water. I still have a hard time drinking water. I'm working on it, okay? I drink lots of tea. There's water in my tea.
There's a lot of milk in that tea.
No, I only put 2 drizzles of half and half.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, like 2 tablespoons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't measure that.
Eyeball it.
Oh my God. Okay, so little kid Ange gets to run around and do what she wants when she wants. Were there any times where your mom was present that you can remember?
Yeah, there were a few times I remember her making like her tacos. There were a few times where I remember her actually making dinner and us eating dinner,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was a weekly occurrence. I remember once I knew how to use the stove, I was making my own French fries.
Yeah, that's not dangerous at all.
Oh, they're so good. Homemade French fries.
I
But
don't-
yeah, I saw my uncle make it once and I'm like, oh, that's easy. I can do that.
I would have burned myself, but okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I, don't have a problem with getting burned nowadays. I still burn myself a lot.
So your stepdad, tell me about him. Was he
Oh,
nice?
geez.
Was he kind of like your mom?
He
Kind of
was-
out there?
He was nice superficially, but he had a lot of anger issues. There was a lot of fighting. Like he would get mad, and when he would get mad, when they would be having their fights, he would destroy anything in the house that he bought. So, like one night, they got into a fight, and he came in my bedroom in the middle of the night when I was sleeping with a butcher knife and started cutting the blanket that I had on me, covering me.
Like,
Yeah.
pulled it up
Yeah.
and did that, or just kind of like,
I don't really remember because I was in the middle of a sleep,
yeah.
but I just remember waking up and seeing him there with a knife and like cutting the blanket.
Okay. What did your mother do?
She was yelling and screaming at him, and
But
yeah, where's
did
the
they
cops?
break up?
I don't know if they broke up at that point. He was around for a while.
I think I already know I'm going to struggle putting myself in your mom's head, because the moment you go at my child with a knife,
Yeah.
they're never going to find you. They're not going to find you. They're not going to find the pieces. They're just not going to. And that's what I struggle with so much about your mom, is just her complete lack of care. And just she didn't protect you. Just everything that I do know, and I know I know there's a lot I don't know, but she didn't protect you. Not from anything.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
Like even like with the thing with my grandpa, I didn't know that he was dangerous and that I shouldn't be around him. I just knew that he was my grandpa.
Yeah. But what did you said, so let's rewind it for everybody, because we're talking about things that we know, but they don't know. So your grandpa was abusive towards your mom, sexually abusive
Yes.
towards your mom. And
That's what I found out.
you didn't know about it at the time, and he lived right there next to you.
Mhm.
And you would go over and see him. She found out, she loses her mind. Why?
Why did she lose her mind?
Yeah.
Because I think she knew that he was trying to groom me.
Now let's talk about the other event with your neighbor, because you had a creepy neighbor, and the creepy neighbor also tried to sexually assault you.
Yeah, at first, so I would go around collecting cans because I wanted to get some money to go buy bugles and candy at the grocery store, at the little market.
Did you put them on your fingers
Yes.
like a witch? Hell yeah.
And yes. I know. So I would go around the neighbors asking if anyone had cans, and I went to his house. We lived in a trailer park. It was one of those white trash trailer parks. I'm sure that's what you were expecting me to say.
I said nothing.
So I went over to his house to ask for cans, and he said that he didn't have any cans, but he would give me $5 if I went and sat on his toilet with my dress up. And so when my mom got home, I told her about that. I didn't accept his offer because it didn't sound right. And
it sounds as creepy as it is.
Yeah. Like, so when my mom got home, or when I saw my mom next, I told her about that. And she said to stay away from him. Like, wouldn't you have called the cops?
No, again.
I would have called the cops.
No, they just wouldn't have found him. I don't play when it comes to my kids. Yeah. I can't imagine it.
Right. It's
as
I don't know.
Now being mothers, is it confusing for you too to look back at that and go,
yeah,
why did no one protect me? Why did no one do anything? Why was his face not plastered on everybody's fucking trailer? Like, this is a creeper. Keep your children away. Yes. And if he loses kneecaps, I didn't see anything.
Exactly. I know. And this is the same neighbor that one day I was home alone, and he came over to ask if he could use the bathroom. And like, I don't know, I'm just a kid, you know?
Yeah.
And no one's home. And I was like, okay, sure. Maybe there's something wrong with his bathroom. So I let him use the bathroom, and I could tell by the sound that he didn't close the bathroom door. And I thought that was weird. And then he came out, and he said something to me. I don't remember what he said. And then he pushed me down on the couch and threw himself on top of me.
Ew.
Yeah. And then I started screaming, and one of the neighbors heard me and came over and saw him and made him leave. And then I went over to her house to hang out with her until my mom got off work.
Now, did she call your mom at work and tell her what happened?
She must have, because there was no cell phones back then. And she told me that my mom was going to pick me up later. Well, it wasn't later until like almost midnight later.
And this is why I'm so confused. She is so nonchalant about your neighbor getting into your house and trying to force himself on you. Just doesn't care to come see how you are, doesn't care to go talk to the guy, doesn't care to be a mother and protect you and stand up for you and make sure that that guy knows that wasn't okay and that there's consequences for that.
There was no police that came.
But you see your grandfather and she absolutely loses it. I just struggle to understand.
Well, all of it, I kind of struggled to understand. It's being a parent now, like, man, if someone would have done that to my kid, it would not have been good.
No. I just would have asked you, whose car are we taking? And we just go.
We'll take turns in a ditch.
Shit.
Yeah.
No. But you have a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Younger? How much younger?
He, I believe, is 2 years younger. Yeah,
okay.
About 2 years.
Are you guys still closer?
Not really. We were never really that close because he grew up with his dad.
Was that stepdad we've been talking about?
No, that was the first dad that I knew. The first stepdad I knew as a little kid. Like, I don't remember the guy my mom was married to, the guy that dropped me on my head in the bar bathroom when I was little, when I was a baby. I don't remember that guy because I was a baby,
and head trauma.
But he was the guy that was on my birth certificate as my dad.
But he's not your birth dad.
No, he's not my birth dad.
That's kind of shady.
Right?
Not you, her.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know if that was because my dad was overseas, because he did like mercenary work.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he did mercenary work.
For whom?
I don't know. He used to like go in and save prisoners of war, and like he's been hung Yeah. He has like this scar around his neck and bullets in his body and that are still there. He won't tell me about
Do
any
you
of it.
hear yourself sometimes when you say things? Just like, yeah, he was a mercenary. It's totally normal.
He wouldn't kill people.
I just want to know
The same
who he
time
worked for.
Yeah. I know yeah. I don't know. He wasn't like in the military. I know that. I don't know why you wouldn't just be in the military instead of being a mercenary, but maybe there's
Probably pays better.
Yeah, that is a good point. Although you'd think you'd want all the good benefits from being in the military. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So I didn't meet my real dad until I was older, probably somewhere between 8 and 10.
Okay. And he would just he just popped in.
I only met him once. He came and picked me up, took me to Toys R Us, bought me a bunch of toys. I slept in a red river raft in his living room because I wanted to. I thought it was cool. I was like, whoa, you got a boat in your living room.
I have no judgments. My oldest son slept in a box.
See, kids do strange things.
Yes.
But that was the only memory I have of him.
And have you seen him like since then?
Yeah.
As an adult?
Mm-hmm. When he had sent me a message on Facebook before I divorced the second ex-husband. So I didn't make any effort to like locate him. Yeah. But once he sent the message, he asked if I was her daughter. I was like, yeah, are you my dad? And then we connected, but we didn't meet until I had just divorced the ex-husband, and he was in town, and we met and we were talking, and it was great. And I was telling him about everything I was going through. And even though we like just met, he showed up like a week or 2 weeks later to help me move and to my new apartment to like hide from the ex-husband.
Yeah.
And he showed up in his security uniform that he wears because, I don't know, he has a security uniform. But he showed up that way. Hopefully we wouldn't have any problems or no one following us. I don't know, during the move.
Well, if you had somebody following you, he's a good man to have at your side.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we have a pretty good relationship now.
Good.
Yeah, we just went and saw them, not too long ago. So, and they love the kids and the kids love them. So it's really good to actually finally have a grandparent.
And a parent.
Yeah, and a parent.
Yeah. Well, did he ever kind of explain why he stayed away?
He says that he caught my mom with another lover.
I mean, that has nothing to do with you.
No, I know. And so I don't know if he was just away for that many years. I don't, like out of the country doing his work stuff. I don't know.
Well, from what I know about your mom, I'm going to try and be as nice as I can be. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he was looking for you and trying to get in touch with you.
Yeah. He later told me that he was trying to find me.
Well, if you're locked away in a cult for a few years, there's no way he's going to find you. And that was before the Facebook and MySpace, and you couldn't just go online and search for somebody the way you can now either.
Yeah. But he did know where she worked.
Fair point.
So he could have
stalked her?
Well, no, left his number with the managers to give to her to call or something.
That's true. I'm curious to know if he ever did.
I don't think he did.
No.
I think I would have heard about it. But who knows? There's so many unknowns.
Yeah, I was going to say your mom's not very forthcoming and doesn't sound like a reliable narrator.
Yeah.
But
very true.
what can you do?
Just move on with life.
But before we get to the problem stepdad, I want to talk about you being kidnapped by your mom.
Yeah. I was kidnapped by my mom from the babysitter, my brother and I. So at that point, we were living with my brother's dad. Him and my mom were married.
Okay.
But when my mom kidnapped us, there was this new guy that was there with her that I had never met before. So he was like the new boyfriend.
And does this end up being the problem stepdad?
No,
Okay.
a different guy she married.
Collecting rings like trophies. Anyway, continue.
So no, she came to the babysitters, and I remember her pulling the babysitter's hair and them yelling at each other. Yeah, I think she was hitting the babysitter.
I continue.
And that was all I remember of that. The next thing I know, we're in California.
Now, were you aware at all that wasn't supposed to be happening? You weren't supposed to be going with her?
No, I was pretty young. I wasn't even in school yet.
Because I don't think legally you can't actually kidnap your own kids. If she had custody, she was within her right. Why was it a big deal for her to come pick you guys up from the babysitters? Do you know?
I do not know. I'm not sure, but I do. But once we were down in California, the police ended up coming to our apartment and
For a welfare check?
No, for taking me and my brother.
Huh.
They put us on an airplane. Yeah, when they came to the apartment, I remember I was sitting on the couch eating a stick of strawberry chapstick, sitting behind my mom on the couch, eating chapstick in front of the cops.
Yeah. I can see it in my head. My cousin used to eat my chapsticks.
They're pretty tasty if you're a kid, and you don't have anything else sweet or yummy tasting. So they ended up taking my brother and I and put us on an airplane, and I'm guessing sent us back here. But the weird part is I don't remember who we were given to. I'm assuming my brother's dad, but I don't remember where we went after we landed or how I got back to my mom. Because I did somehow get back to my mom.
She must have come back then, because
something.
You never went back to California until a couple years ago, right?
Well, no, somehow my mom got me back, and then we were living in California for a while.
Oh.
But without my brother.
Without your brother and without his dad.
Yeah. With the new husband.
The problem. No, not the problem.
No.
Just the weird guy that helped her take you guys. So she's married to this guy. You guys are in California. Things are more of the same. She's still absent. He's still absent.
I don't really remember much about being when we were in California. I do know that I never had a babysitter. I only remember 2 babysitters my whole life. One I only had for a little bit when I was little. And then the one that I was kidnapped. Those are the only 2 babysitters I remember.
Okay.
So I don't know if I was, staying. I would imagine I was home alone.
Either that or ripping and running through the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom just has gold stars across the board. Yeah. So I want to talk about the problem stepdad.
Okay.
How old were you when they met? Like 10-ish?
Which stepdad? The one helped drop me off at the Colt?
Yes.
Whose idea it was? Okay. I think I was about 12 or so when it was like very soon before I got sent to the cult when they met.
Okay. Were they officially, they were married, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she didn't have your brother. It was just you.
Mm-hmm.
He had kids?
Nope.
No, but then they had one together.
They had two.
They had two together. Yeah. But it was before the first one was born.
That I was sent to the cult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the lead up to that like? I know a little bit, but you met him. Was he nice? Was he kind of putting on a mask, making you think, oh, this is going to be so cool. I'm going to be such a fun stepdad. And then everything fell apart after they got married?
Well, I didn't really think about having any kind of relationship with him because I had never been close to any of the other stepdads. Like, none of them parented me. They were just a guy that was there.
And they never took an interest in you either.
No.
Didn't care to even know you casually, spend time with you.
Yeah.
And what was he like, though? Was he eager for a relationship with you? Did he try and get to know you?
I felt like he was trying to be like my friend because he let me smoke marijuana. And when they got married, they let me drink tequila.
Yeah. But that changes eventually. Right?
Yeah. Once they were married, they ended up moving to a different trailer. And that's kind of when that's when the problems really started.
What was he like once that move happened?
He didn't really, let's see. He wasn't really parenting me. I felt like he was more kind of like the enforcer, sort of, in a way. But once he came into the picture, then my mom, or both of them, I started having rules about can't do this and I can't go there and I can't do, can't go see my friend. I can't have a sleepover, can't go to the mall with my friends. Like, I was just restricted pretty much to the house.
And this is only after marriage, right? Before
Yeah.
they get married, everything's fine, chill.
Mm-hmm.
Angela can go run the streets if she wants to,
Yeah.
do whatever she wants. And then they get married. And you've now had that all stripped away. But it doesn't sound like you said, he's not trying to parent you. It sounds like he just wanted control.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. There was no parenting going on from him, just the control part,
I'm big, you're small.
Yeah.
You'll do whatever I say whenever I say it.
Yeah.
So how does this continue? How do we keep building within this house to the point where you eventually go to a cult?
Well, when they put down all the rules, I started sneaking out in the night to go over to my friend's house. And, because I wanted to see my friend, but that was the only way I could see her. So my mom would put booby traps on the front door, but I would see it. So, so I would get past it.
Yeah.
Because, it's pretty
We're
obvious.
sneaky when we have to be.
Yeah. The last time I ran away was, I think, kind of the last straw. Because when I ran away that last time, or not ran away, but left in the middle of the night, I hadn't intended on like an actual runaway. I just wanted to go spend the night at my friend's house.
Yeah.
So I went over to her. I left to go to her house at night. And I knew my mom was going to call the police. So when I was at my friend's house, we're like, okay, the police are going to come. I know they're going to call. He's going to have her call the police. So I'm like, we need to find somewhere that I can hide. And so in the movies, you see them like look in the closets and look under the bed and look in the shower and look behind doors. So, I knew the places that I thought, oh, excuse me.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Did it go your way?
That was loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I had an idea of all the places that I thought they would look. So I was like, where can I hide that they're not going to find us? And I was like, let's put all the food in the freezer and take out the wire racks. And I put the wire racks on the side of the oven by the refrigerator, and everything else in the refrigerator. Or in the freezer, so that it was an empty refrigerator. And so as soon as we heard footsteps coming up the stairs, the loud footsteps, because, they always walk loud.
Stop it.
I know, like the aggression. So when we heard footsteps, I hurried and ran to the kitchen, and they came in and they said they needed to search for me because I was a runaway. And so they searched the house, and they didn't find me. And after she closed the door and went down the steps, and she's like, okay, you can come out now. So I come out, and we're both looking from the kitchen window, looking outside, because there was a couple cop cars that were still there. We're like, what are they doing?
Probably waiting to see if you were going to come in from outside or something like that.
Or come out. Yeah, who knows?
And then how long do you stay there?
Just one day.
Just one day?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd just never go home at that point.
I just wanted to spend the night.
So you go home, and what happens?
I get grounded for my makeup.
So you're, what at this point, 12 years old?
Yeah, roughly.
Running around, doing whatever you want. And you have all that stripped away, and now the last straw is kind of, now you're taking away the self-expression that I have.
Yeah.
How'd that go over?
She came the next day after she grabbed me for my makeup. I got ready like I normally would for school. I put on my makeup, but she didn't see me leave the house. So I went to the bus stop like normal, and she came out to get me and was kind of yelling at me, and we're at the bus stop, and then she grabs my arm and tries pulling me to take me home. And then I hit her in the face, and then she looked at me like startled, and she went back home, and she was like kind of crying a little. And then I went on the bus when the bus got there, and went to school like I normally would. But later they came and picked me up.
And that was when they took you.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go to actually being in the cult and what that experience of being dropped off was like, you're a mother now. You're a stepmother now.
Mm-hmm.
How, when you look back on those moments, specifically that physical altercation with your mom, how does that shape your actions now?
I don't know if I would ground a kid from their makeup. That just seems it just seems weird, like
Arbitrary.
Yeah. Like give me, I don't know, chores or something. I don't know. Not spanking.
Yeah. But like, how does it change the way you interact? Because I know for my husband and my oldest, he never had a step parent after his father died. His mom never remarried, she never even dated. So he never had a step parent, but he came into that role and was like, okay, your bio dad's not around. I'm going to be dad. I'm going to treat you with respect. I expect to be treated with respect. And I'm going to love you like I helped make you. How does, you had something completely opposite and you had to go through it multiple times. Mm-hmm. What kind of step parent did that make you? Like, are you super close to the kids? I know you're pretty close to the two youngest.
Yeah. I feel like they all like me a lot. I'm the fun one. I cook good. They like my food, They like it when I make stuff for them, from the business, bath and body stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have a good relationship. They like me.
Yeah. And you don't try and overstep into.
No.
Because their mom's still here. So it's not like, hey, I'm your new mom.
Yeah. No,
it's more
there's
like,
been none of that.
It's more like, hey, I'm here as a resource if you need me.
Yep.
But I don't control you.
I'm not replacing your mom.
And you're not there to place arbitrary rules just for funsies, just to feel like you run everything with an iron fist, because that's what it sounds like your stepdad wanted to do.
Yeah. It definitely does.
Was he like that with your mom too, where he wanted compliance at all times?
Oh, yeah. He is very controlling.
They're not still together.
Yeah, they are.
That's cool.
And I have two. Yeah, it's funny when I look back and compare how I was to how my half sisters are. Like,
it's like,
and you thought
I was bad.
Right? Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You thought I was the bad child.
Yeah.
I call that karma.
Yeah. People reap what they sow. And your mom sowed a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, how do you be a good parent after you
You can't.
You just have to make your own way. And I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me that her next two kids ended up worse, quote unquote. Not that you were bad, you were unguided. You did whatever you felt like doing because there was nobody there. You weren't a bad kid.
I just didn't know right from wrong.
You had nobody that gave enough of a shit to actually be there and try and guide you.
Exactly.
And it doesn't surprise me that she kept that same theme with your younger siblings.
I think they tried to be more controlling.
Control is not parenting.
True.
Like, I've tried so many times to put myself where I think your mom's headspace would be and go, okay, because we haven't talked about it today, but I know you had boyfriends. And I say that in air quotes because as a child, when you're dating someone that much older than you, that's a rapist. That's a sexual predator. It's not a boyfriend, but I digress. I try and think about what I would do if my oldest came home and started talking about doing things like that. And I can't imagine that I would just give up on him like that.
No, I know.
And just go, well, I have irreparably fucked you up. And now I'm just going to toss you away because I can't deal with the consequences of my own inaction. Because that's all it is she took such a hands-off approach that when, evil stepdad came in and was like, I demand compliance from everyone, there was nothing else she could do because she had already made sure that you were, I don't know if the word is independent, but you did not need them. Not for what they were trying to push on you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about treating my boys that way, and I just can't do it.
No, I know. Dropping your 12-year-old. Yeah. I don't know how I'd be able to, like, if one of my old boyfriends or something's like, oh, you got to go get rid of your kids. I'm like, no, how about you go?
Yeah. I was just talking about that with my mother-in-law the other day. And we were talking about women that choose men over their children. Because it's a theme, right? And I told her, I was like, I told your son from the beginning, if you don't love my kid more than you love me, we can't do this. If my kid doesn't like you, we can't do this. Because at the end of the day, that's my other half.
Yeah.
My kid is my world. And it's me and him against everyone else till the end of time.
Exactly.
And my husband would go to the end of the earth to protect our kids.
And that's how it should be.
It really is. And it is so bewildering. I just as a human being, as a daughter, I can't imagine my parents giving up on me like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't really know it any other way, but I can't imagine ever doing something like that to my kids. That would just not happen.
yeah, like I was my own little badass, rebellious kid when I was growing up. I did drugs when I wasn't supposed to. I used to cut myself and like all this other stuff. But when my parents found out I was using, they didn't give up on me. They were like, okay, you either get clean or you get out of the house, but you have a choice. And we're not going to just abandon you. We want to help you, but you have to want the help. I know it's different than what you had to go through, but still, it's like when shit hits the fan, you don't just...
You do it together.
You do it together. You at least offer the option like, hey, you can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. Yeah. If you're ready for help, if you're done being miserable and feeling alone, I'm here.
But there's and the thing that just kind of gets me too is like there's so many other options. Like we could have got a family counselor, or they could have put me in counseling.
Yeah.
If therapy
was not as acceptable back then as it is now. Because you can't tell, but we have a 10-year age difference between the two of us. I'm coming up on 36. You're coming up on 46. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about the 90s.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't that talked about. I feel like that was still the day and age where you were a pillar of the community to everybody else, and then you came home and terrorized your family. That was still very much happening across the board.
Yep, definitely.
And I don't want to give them an out and say therapy probably wasn't an option, but it probably wasn't something that they even considered. Because I feel like mental health has only really been talked about in the last decade or so.
Yeah, the mental health awareness. No, that's definitely probably true.
I'm curious, when you look back now and you look at young Angela and all the things you were going through, having to feed yourself, clothe yourself. I'm sure you were doing laundry. Mm-hmm. You were taking care of your brother.
Well, my brother wasn't there.
For a little while he was, right?
Not really. I mean, he'd come and visit once in a while, but his dad didn't really like him coming because
I wonder why.
Yeah. I think I remember my mom telling me his dad didn't want him to come because I was a bad influence.
So because... Never mind. Continue.
So I didn't really see my brother a whole lot.
Okay. Well, thank God for small favors. But you were, dating, doing all this. When you look back at that little girl, what do you think you needed?
Someone to tell me what was right and wrong.
Do you think you would have listened?
I mean, if I would have had a parent that was invested and, teaching me the way to become a good, an adult.
Do you think there's any part of your stepdad where that's what he was trying to do?
No, I don't think so. The only real memory I have of him is hugging me and rubbing his penis on, through his pants on me. I mean,
And there you go again. You just say the thing and there's no reaction. That's gross.
Yeah.
Did your mom know about this? Does she know about this?
I never told her because I didn't know if it was intentional or not. I was confused. I mean, I didn't really know right from wrong. Like, even with my grandpa, like, I didn't know I was supposed to be not hanging out with him. No one's telling, if you're not told right or wrong, like, I don't know if it was right or wrong. Like, I had, me and a couple of the other girls, we would be outside playing and the boys would be playing with us and they'd want us to show them our parts. And so we would show them and they would want to put ice cubes and parts. And we're like little. And I didn't, I thought this was just my friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never told her because I didn't know what it meant. I just know it felt really uncomfortable for me, and things were awkward ever after, after that happened. Like, he seemed like he was more angry at me.
That leads me to believe that it was purposeful. Because why would you be angry if it was a mistake?
Yeah, I know. I've always not sure how to read that whole situation. I mean, as an adult, I know now that is not wrong. And if you think that your private part is going to be touching a child, you probably shouldn't do what you're going to do. Private, even if you have pants on, your private part shouldn't be touching anyone.
No, it almost sounds to me like he made, for lack of a better term, a pass at you. Just kind of testing the water to see how you'd respond. He got a negative response. And then isn't it so funny that so shortly after that, you're shipped off?
Yeah. I know. And I didn't know if it was because, like, he didn't want my mom to find out, or if it was just because they wanted to have their happy little life and make new babies, because my mom, she was able to have babies again. They had surgery for that.
Wait. Did she have her tubes tied? And she went and got them untied to give him babies. Just wanted to make sure I had that right. Continue.
Yeah. So, what was I saying?
She had her tubes untied so they could have babies, and you didn't fit the perfect family.
Yeah. Pretty much in a nutshell, that sums it up.
And is he still, that was loud. Is he still like that controlling asshole? Does he still...
Yeah.
Do his daughters even talk to him?
They do. But it's because my mom they watch their children.
I can't think of anyone that I would want to watch my children less.
So yeah, she's only seen her youngest grandchild twice.
Yeah. I look at my mom, and we've had our ups and downs. She would probably off herself if she couldn't see the boys. It would devastate her.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like,
when you love your kid, you love your grandkids. And even if you don't love your kid, you still love your grandkids.
Yeah. I agree. I don't see me ever doing that. I love kids.
Yeah. Well, that was depressing. Tell me something happy.
When she kidnapped us while we were in California, I went to Disneyland.
You went to Disneyland? That's not the only time you've ever been, is it?
Yeah.
We have to make a double family vacation and go make happier
And then we went to Knott's Berry Farm one time too. But that was with the current stepdad. So there's a couple good memories in all those years.
Hey, you know, that's how they get you. You know?
Yeah. Pass off the rest of it is okay.
The love bombing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that happens in more than just romantic relationships. My grandmother used to do that. She
Really?
She was not nice. She was not nice to me. She was not nice to my cousins. She was not nice to her children.
Jeez.
But we would always end up with trinkets. You know, it was, let me buy you after I've treated you like garbage.
So a human punching bag.
Yeah. Yeah. I made it sad again. Okay. So next time, we're going to get into you being dropped off and everything that follows.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.